Hey Grande Alive, this is your weekly Newsish Roundup brought to you by Grande Hospital, Northwest Furniture and Mattress, Anything2Digital.com, and EONI. Is it just me, or is it getting steamy in here? And speaking of steamy, there's a change in the waters scheduled for Hot Lake Springs. And 2 weeks ago, we here at Grande Alive got a sneak peek into what exactly is going on behind the steam out just past Ladd Marsh. Have you heard the buzz about what's going on out at Hot Lake Springs? Well, if you haven't, Hot Lake's the long-time dilapidated hotel turned hot springs that many of you know and love is taking on a new steam. No longer will the hot springs be a hotel and restaurant, but instead it's becoming what's called the Veterans Restorative Center, a place that veterans can come to heal physically, mentally, and spiritually. And 2 weeks ago, I got to attend their informational gathering and gala out at Hot Lake Springs and chit-chat with many of the key players in this transformation and hear just a little bit more about what's going on. We are here at Hot Lake Springs at the Veterans Restorative Center. And that what's going on is this. According to the organization planners, every day over 20 veterans commit suicide. Nearly 75 more attempt it every day. The data is in, and the bottom line is many veterans struggle with the physical and emotional traumas of leaving the military. And out at Hot Lakes, 3 entities are coming together to make the Veterans Restorative Center a place to help veterans heal. First is the Warrior Bonfire Program. The Warrior Bonfire Program is specifically designed to help wounded veterans who have been forcibly removed from the military to deal with the loss of the camaraderie through what's called recreational therapy.
And what recreational therapy really is just getting outdoors. So through that recreational therapy, what we're really doing is we're giving them the team back.
In addition to the Bonfire Program, the National University of Natural Medicine will be moving in as well. NUNM is an organization that focuses on holistic healing of its patients rather than using prescription medications. They will offer movement therapy and a personalized take on healing for veterans. But who's going to pay for this, you might ask? Well, that's where Dian Aquaculture comes in. Dian Aquaculture is the for-profit business side of the Hot Lakes venture. The water at Hot Lakes, in addition to being a source for healing, is also turgid with nutrients for growing fish and vegetables on a mass scale. And Dian Aquaculture is going to take advantage of that.
So what Dian Aquaculture will do is build a fish operation here and also a hydroponic operation. It will be owned under VRCC, but Warrior Bonfire will be the owner of VRCC. So all the profits that come from the fish and the hydroponics will flow into Warrior Bonfire to be able to fund the care here.
All the profits from Dian Aquaculture will go directly to the Restorative Center. That way, the organization is paying for itself instead of subsisting off society. And the Restorative Center is going to be connected with the local community as well. According to Lee Manuel, the current owner of Hot Lakes, the place will bring almost 200 jobs to the community.
And now these folks are going to come in, bring hundreds of job possibilities and training possibilities on this property. It's almost more than one can take in. There's so much information and so many parts to this project.
For more information about the center or to donate, visit this website. And be sure to keep an eye out for more information on what's going on out at Hot Lake Springs on thegrandealive.tv. Grande Alive will have more on this story as it develops. This title story was brought to you by And speaking of things blowing up, last week a building on West 1st Street blew its top. Pedestrians were going about their business and midday activities when, all of a sudden, boom! The city shook, buildings rumbled, and everyone wondered where exactly the bomb just got dropped. And the answer to that question was at Ed Staub & Sons off Bear Cove Loop in Island City. Apparently, inside Ed Staub & Sons building, according to our sources, there was a propane leak. 4 individuals in the building smelled the leak and quickly exited the building. And as soon as they were out the front door, well, let's just say that this is what the building looked like afterwards. Now, nobody in the building was hurt, thank God. All members of the team made it out. But as you can see by this drone footage, the building was unsalvageable. And speaking of drone footage, keep an eye on Grande Alive for more footage from Grande Alive's new drone pilot, Jordan. Some of it live streamed on breaking news events like this one was. So, what's going on this week? Well, several organizations are going to be kicking it for Earth Day at LeGrande's Mac Square this Saturday. The event will include about 25 family-friendly activities, a chemistry magic show, and live music. Essentially, the organizers want attendees to understand and appreciate science and the Earth. And the activities at this event are all designed to encourage that. Also, Eastern Oregon University will celebrate National Poetry Month with an Ars Poetica reading by a Navajo poet and author. Sherwin Bitsui is the author of Flood Song and Shapeshift, and his collections will be available for purchase during the reading. In Wallowa County, a band of 3 sisters will return to the OK Theater in Enterprise for a performance. The Wallowa Valley Council is hosting its annual Youth Arts Festival, and apparently it's going to be a bigger deal than it was last year. The Arts Festival is an opportunity for a bunch of kids to submit their artwork and get awards and prizes for it. Now, in previous years, information about contest submissions were only provided through the public schools, but this year it will feature work from religious and homeschool institutions as well. So, if your kid is craftsy, submit to this festy, the Youth Arts Festival that is, going on May 7th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Joseph, Oregon. And also, big thanks to Emily Adair from Go Northeast Oregon for information on these events. Specific dates and times about these events can be found on Go Magazine or on the Go Magazine website. And here's your Around the Mountain EOU Sports with Evan and Chris.
I'm Evan House.
I'm Chris Duarte.
This is Around the Mountain in about 90 seconds.
Softball went north of the border this weekend up to Vancouver to face the Thunderbirds of British Columbia, where they took 3 of 4 games. Junior third baseman Chelsea Spanier highlighted Game 1 going 2 for 3 with a 3-run home run in a 6-4 win. Overall, EOU 25-12, 15-6 in conference, just 1 game behind Southern Oregon for second. This weekend, the team will honor its 10 seniors as they host Corbin for a 4-game series starting Friday at 2 p.m.
The men's and women's track and field teams took part of the Northwest Nazarene Invite this past weekend. As a team, the men finished second with 150 points, while the women put up 91 points for third. Some notable first place finishes include Jabari Cumberbatch in the 100 and 200 dash, the 4x100 team of Cumberbatch, Goodrich, Hatfield, and Klein, who also set a new EOU record, the 4x400 team of Morrell, Zimmerly, Shaw, and Navarro, who took first, as did Jeremiah Woods in the shot put. For the women, the 4x400 team of Current, Herbies, Jolly, and Emerson carded #1 finish. Finally, congrats to Pancho Saldana, who broke his own EOU record in the javelin with a 62.15 meter throw, which awarded the senior first place in the NAI and CCC Player of the Week.
That's a wrap for us here. Join us next week as we take you around the mountain in about 90 seconds.
For more information, visit www.eusports.com.
The LeGrande Tigers baseball team cooked it this last weekend. They beat McLaughlin 2 games, 19-0 and 11-2, spinning their overall record up to 9-2 for the season. Their game versus Stanfield Echo, though, was a big fat no. Elgin also had a smoking weekend, beating Grant Union Prairie City 2 games, 1-0 and 6-5. Union Cove, on the other hand, got smoked, cooked by Sherman Arlington, losing 2 games, 2-12 and 2-19. Next games are scheduled for the 21st when Elgin plays Culver, Union Cove plays Darfur South Wasco, and LeGrande plays Ontario. LHS girls softball team did not share in the boys baseball team's glory. They lost 2 games to the same team, McLaughlin, 0-4 and 2-3. Elgin Embler also got zilch this weekend. After almost a month off the field, they lost to Enterprise Joseph 2 games, 7-13 and 2-19. Union Cove had the only success in the Valley softball world this weekend, beating Heppner EONI 2 games, same score, 12-2. LeGrande and Elgin Embler are both scheduled to play on the 21st. LeGrande versus Ontario, Elgin Embler versus Burns. Union Cove's next game is the 22nd against Pilot Rock. And be sure to tune in to LeGrande Alive Live, our weekday evening live stream, 6 p.m. every weeknight on LeGrandeAlive.tv, your source for all of LeGrande Alive's most recent content. And that's your weekly Newsish Roundup. This roundup was brought to you by Northwest Furniture and Mattress, Grand Ronde Hospital, Anything2Digital.com, and EONI. Please like and share this video and tune in to LeGrandeAlive.tv for more local content. I'm Will Bowman.